Hey there, this is Justin Chamness, and this is the Real Estate Wholesalers Club, where we want to get you, okay? We want to get you to your first deal, to that first deal shut up money, where you can tell all your doubts and your fears and all the naysayers, hey, this works. Shut up. You see, check it out, guys. I got the new Shut Up Money hoodie. This is what you get when you get your shut up money. You get a hoodie and you get that shut up money. You get the ability to go and tell those people and tell those doubts and fears in your mind and all those things that's been telling you that you can't and that you won't. Shut up. This works. All right, guys. Tonight we have the fourth session of the 4 weeks to mastering the seller phone call. And basically what we've covered so far, and I'm sharing this over to the group right now. What we've covered so far is in week number 1, setting the agenda. Okay, setting the agenda, and I'm gonna replay that just a little bit here. We're gonna recap, and we went from there to the qualification stage of the conversation. You might recall that in session 2. Then last week we talked about doing the closing, moving into the closing. And so let's recap a little bit about those things. Tonight, we're going to talk about doing what you do when you've got seller objections, you've got seller questions, you've got people that are throwing things at you, and you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, but it might throw you off your pitch, it might throw you off your game, and you might lose the deal. Okay, we're talking about those things. So what I want you to do tonight is I want you to get together a list, get a piece of paper, get a pad, get a pen, get a pencil, whatever you've got, and write it down. Write down your biggest fears and concerns when it comes to objections and the questions that are concerning you and causing, anxieties. The questions, what do I say if they say this? What do I do if they say this? What do I say when they say this? Okay. That's what we're addressing tonight. So write down what yours are, the most pressing, the most important, the biggest ones in your mind, and let's get them out on the table tonight. Let's talk them through. Let's work them through. And let's make it happen. Let's make ourselves better real estate investors by dealing with the seller call and answering objections. And sorry, let me turn this down. Yep, answering objections and questions. That's a big deal. Big deal, guys. All right, so welcome everybody that's here. If you haven't yet, hit the like and the subscribe button and check us out over at realestatewholesalersclub.com, where you can get lots of free training, lots of free, agreements, everything really you need to get started. A lot of people can do this, get started right away with just the free things. Also, we offer a lot of other things that you can pay for a little bit and get extra help, extra attention, extra coaching, extra mentoring, extra training. So anyway, we're all about real estate wholesaling over there. Check us out, realestatewholesalersclub.com. What's happening, everybody? The agenda, session number 1. Hi, my name is Justin. I'm a real estate investor, and I saw your property. You remember this? Does this ring a bell, guys? I saw your property online. It was interesting to me, so I thought I'd give you a call. Wanted to ask you a couple questions. You could ask me a couple questions, perhaps. And if it's not a good fit for you, you can go ahead and just fire me right away. You don't have to tell me you'll think about it or any of that. You can just tell me no. Does that seem fair?
Sure.
Yes. Right? That's the agenda. All right. That's the agenda. We've covered that in session 1. That's pretty much how you want to say it conversationally, right? You want to get it out there in a conversational manner. You want to make it happen fluidly and flow. Okay. You don't want to sound like a telemarketer. You don't want to sound like a salesman. You don't want to sound like somebody that works for the customer service department of your credit card company. Okay. You don't want to sound like any of those things. What you want to sound like, hey, everybody that's jumping in there. Hey, Janet, good to see you here watching. Good to see everybody that's here in the Zoom room with me as well. Go ahead. If you want, unmute your microphones, undo your cameras, turn your cameras on, and you guys can jump in here. Let's talk. Let's role play a little bit too while we're at it. Okay. So that's the agenda. Put you in a place of authority, put you in a place of control of the conversation. You want to get that kind of memorized, but you want to put it in your own words. It's important. Okay. It's not a script. It's not a formula. Okay. You just, I always say formulas are for babies. All right. So you want to kind of practice at this, practice while you're driving, practice in the mirror. Okay. Practice the agenda. It's the first impression, right? And we all know first impressions are huge, right? Excuse me. Okay. So now, the second stage was qualification. All right. Qualification stage. And this is where we begin to ask questions. We ask questions so that we can determine a couple different things. Number one, we're going to determine where they fit on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. 1 to 10. Are they a motivation level 10, which is I'm ready to go right now? Or are they a 1, which is I'm not ready to go at all. As a matter of fact, I don't like you. You're ugly. That's a 1. All right. And a 10 is they're ready to go. All right. Where do they fit on a scale of 1 to 10? So we're going to ask some questions. We're going to ask them how long they've lived in the property. We're going to say, oh, well, that sounds like it feels like home by now. You know, we're going to say, you know, why would you be wanting to sell it now? We're going to get to the why. We're going to ask the why questions. And then we're going to bond with them. Oh, you know, I've got a buddy that had a similar experience and this is what happened. And you ended up with 2 payments. You're not concerned something like that's going to happen to you, are you? Okay. You see, I'm turning the screw a little bit and I'm getting deeper by bonding, deeper into the why, deeper into the emotion of the thing, deeper into the feelings. Okay. The real reasons. The surface level bullshit reason they give you is there's always something deeper than this. So you want to bond and turn the screw a little bit and get down deeper, dive deeper. All right. Then we're going to find out about what else. What else do we need to know about this? We need to know about about the money, right? So we're going to ask, you know, how much are you asking? What do you owe? You know, sometimes it feels appropriate to just go ahead and say, are you asking what you owe on it? Okay. We're going to talk about the money. All right. We're going to keep listening for motivation and for pain or pleasure points. That what are they in the deal? What are they wanting here? A pain or a pleasure? All right. Most people are not trying to do something to get into something else. They're trying to do something to get out of something. Okay. So usually it's a pain they want to get out of. And now we're going to listen for this. We're going to talk about the money. What else do we need to know about this person? We need to know what kind of character they are. We need to know what kind of are they the decision maker? Are they motivated to do something quickly or right now, right away? And here's how I like to find that out. You know, Mr. Homeowner, I'm a real estate investor, like I said, and I'm looking to do something pretty quickly. Is there something that would keep you from wanting to do this pretty quickly, or are you wanting to do something pretty quickly, or probably not? Okay, you see. I'm getting right to the point here. Are we going to bullshit one another for a couple of weeks here, or are we going to go along, follow me? Okay. Because I'm trying to do something with you today. All right. Remember, you are the wealthy real estate investor. You are that successful person, the buyer calling to look for a good investment property. Remember, that's what you said in the agenda. So maintain that mentality all throughout the phone call. All right. Now, once I've established this guy's motivation level on a scale of 1 to 10, what else am I trying to figure out here in these questions? I'm trying to figure out what kind of offer I'm going to make. All right. What kind of offer would meet this gentleman or this Mrs. needs? Okay. Would it be a cash offer because they have an ugly house? Or would it be something creative because they have a pretty house and they have very little equity? Or they're asking close to what the property is worth? Am I going to need to make a creative offer? Am I going to want to offer to take over the property subject to their existing mortgage? Okay. Am I going to want to offer a lease with the option to purchase? Am I going to want to offer something different? You know, I don't know. Maybe an owner finance, land contract, or contract for deed. Okay. I need to listen to what the need is, and then I need to be able to assess right away in my mind during this call what kind of offer meets that need. Once I've done this, if I haven't done this, Do I go on to the closing section? No. Don't go into the closing section blind and offer a lease option offer and ask them if that's comfortable for them or probably not. Don't do that. Okay. What you want to do is you want to stay in the qualification stage and ask more questions until you can determine where they fit on the 1 to 10. You should know by now, asking these questions about these topics, but stay in the qualification stage until you can get them on a scale of 1 to 10, and then find out what kind of offer you're going to make. Is it going to be a lease option? Is it going to be a cash offer? Is it going to be a subject to? Is it going to be an owner finance of some kind? Or yeah, Michael put here in the chat, it could be a JV equity partnership with the owner. Yeah, absolutely. You want to make your mind up where you want to try to lead this horse. Okay. Once you've done those two things during the qualification stage, you're going to move into the next stage, which is the most exciting stage of all. This is the closing stage. And this is where you remember, you review, you go back and you say, now, let me just make sure I understand correctly, Mr. Homeowner. You're wanting to sell this property because of this. You're asking this, you think it's worth this, right? And if I could make you an offer today that would meet these needs and do these things for you, are you ready to do something today with me or probably not? Okay, that's how you set up a great close. All right, you review and then you solve and then you ask. Remember, we talked about that last week. So catch up if you haven't. If you're not familiar with the closing, it's a beautiful little system. Go take a look at it. It's going to work for you. Okay, so now the closing last week, session 3. Check it out. Session 2, qualification. Session 1, agenda. Now, tonight, what we're talking about is, and there was a little more to the closing there. I don't want to belabor it. We're just recapping. Now, tonight, what we're talking about is handling objections and answering questions. Because many times during that closing stage of the conversation, they are going to begin to do what? What do we do oftentimes when we're talking to a salesperson at a store or on the phone? It doesn't matter. When we get to the point of closing and everything is coming together, what do we often do as consumers?
Make excuses.
We kind of start pulling back a little bit. Exactly. Mm-hmm. You're right. Was that Ed?
M. Gosby.
Michael. Hey, man, good to see you. Thanks for adding. Yeah, we kind of pull back a little bit. It's a natural human thing, guys. Natural human thing. All right. So during the close, many times that will manifest out of them via questions. And many times we see these questions as objections. Okay. Now, there is a difference between questions and objections. All right. Questions are questions. We all know what that is. It's an it's an inquisition. It's a who, what, why, when, where, and how. All right. Now, those are only natural, and everyone's going to have questions. So you need to be familiar with how to answer some of these questions, and you do that by familiarizing yourself with the info for homeowner packet, right? Which has a lot of Q&A in it for the homeowner. It is in the free training over at the Real Estate Wholesalers Club in the free training section in the lease options department. All right, check it out. Now, that's how you educate yourself on the Q&A. Now, in other words, what's the Q&A? The Q&A is when they ask you, are you going to be living in the home? What do you say? Okay. What happens if someone destroys my home? Okay. What happens if they don't pay the rent? Okay. A lot of this Q&A is in that info for homeowner packet. Check it out. Familiarize yourself with it. Get those answers in a spit it out kind of format where you know how it works. Okay. If you don't know how this works, how are you going to convince them how it works? All right. So at least know how it works. All right. You don't need to have that memorized or any of that kind of stuff. Just be familiar with how it works, okay? But what you want to do in the closing section, when objections start coming up and questions, you want to have real short, pithy answers that are packed with content. All right. And then you want to turn it right back around and ask them a question. Now, it's real simple. I want to show you, I want to demonstrate to you tonight. I want you guys to open up on me. And I want you to start asking me questions and throwing some objections at me. All right. To me, there's a difference between questions and objections, and a question is a question. An objection is, hey, are you a scammer? You sound like a scammer. That's an objection. I feel like an objection is more of a hard line, you know, and you will get that from time to time. Where did you get my information? You know, I don't like you calling me. These are objections, and they might be an indication of you're talking to somebody who lost their puppy dog this morning, or maybe they're just in a crisis in life and you just need to get off the phone. Maybe they're not the right people to be talking to today, but many times questions and objections you can overcome if you've done the work of setting the agenda. Very important, guys. If you haven't set the agenda and it comes to the questions and objection stage, I'm sorry, but you can just pretty well bend over and kiss your ass goodbye. All right. You haven't set the stage to be the authority here. And now they're throwing arrows at you. What are you going to do? Okay. You're not even the boss anymore. You never was. You didn't start the conversation right. You didn't set the agenda. All right. So if you've set the agenda, though, however, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to survive. All right. Now, let's demonstrate. Let's demonstrate. Somebody throw an objection or a question at me. Anybody out there, anybody in the Zoom room want to throw one at me? Go for it. Let's go.
What if they stop paying?
Oh, that's a great question. Are we talking? Okay, let me ask you this question real quick, Rick. Are we talking about doing a wholesale lease option, or are we talking about doing a sandwich here on this particular deal?
Wholesale lease.
Okay, we're going to assign this deal over to the buyer. So we're going to walk away, and the homeowner has a question. What happens if the tenant buyer that you produce here doesn't pay? That's a great objection. Don't you think that's a great question? Now, some of this information is covered in the info for homeowner packet, so you can get some information there to educate yourself. But here's how I respond to this. That's a great question, Mr. Homeowner. And I don't have a crystal ball, but what I can tell you is these folks have been through a background screen, income verification, last 2 years of rental verification. You know, they've got good rental history. All points lead to them being great tenants and paying on time every time. Not only that, you'll be able to give the final approval on them before they move in so that you'll feel more comfortable. However, if they stop paying, what do you think would happen, sir? Do you see how I gave a short, pithy answer, and then I turned around and asked him to answer his own question? I do it all the time, guys, and it really works. It really, really works. Now, in this role play, if I were to handle that question with that answer, and I turned it around on you, Rick, and I said, I don't, you know, what would happen if they quit paying? What would happen, sir?
Sounds to me like I would have to evict them and go through that whole process in months without getting any type of monthly from them, and then deal with people living in my property for free.
Yes, I understand. And you're exactly right about the eviction. You would want to evict them right away. And what I would be willing to do for you in that case is I would be willing to bring in another tenant buyer after they're gone. And we would be able to give you 1 month's payment, and, you know, to kind of hit, you know, take up for some of the pain there, you know. So I want to work with you. You know, I want this to be a success for you and for them. Does that seem reasonable and like something that would work for you, or probably not?
No, I personally like that answer because I just had this scenario, so it does work.
Yeah. You see how I gave him a short, pithy answer again. Okay, he gave me a question. I gave him a short, pithy answer, and then I turned around and asked him a question. And the question was basically, hey, answer your own question. And then he answered his own question. Then I basically acknowledge, right? And then I go ahead and ask him again, hey, is this something, if I were able to, answer this question like I did, would you be more comfortable now or probably not? Because see, if I need to know, have I answered this question? And if I have, then let's put it away for forever. Okay. I don't want to halfway answer this. I don't want you to have a half solution in your mind. I want to come to a bridge with you where I've answered this question with my short, pithy answer. And now I'm asking you, can we take this problem off the table? Is that sound reasonable to you or probably not? Okay. And if you say, yes, it sounds reasonable to you, then I'm going to remove this issue off the table, never to be spoken of again. Okay. And then we're going to go on and we're going to say, okay, well, great. Then I'm going to, what's your email address? I'll send you my offer. Okay. Because we've dealt with the answers and we've dealt with the problems. We've solved them. Okay. And we've turned it around. So here's long story short, guys, listen to them. And then what you want to do is give them a short, pithy answer and then turn it right around and ask them, turn it right back around on them again. All right. And you can do this no matter what the question is. Does anybody got another question? Let's practice a little more. You guys are practicing me and I love it. I want to practice you. Anybody got another one?
Let's see. Because I was going to say the same thing.
Oh, you had the same one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
so what about, let me ask you this, Justin. So what about if they say, well, how much do you have to put down with that,
Okay. So they want to know if I have a down payment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you say you're going to put a tenant in, are you paying the mortgage or you putting something down or the person you finding going to put something down? Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to give you guys some hints on some good ones too, that you'll hear. This one's kind of similar to one that I want to bring out and talk about tonight, but very much so a good one. I get a lot of people that ask me this question and not a great percentage of the good calls that I'm making. All right. But I do have some people that will ask me about a down payment. They want the down payment. And here's what I'll say. Well, Mr. Homeowner, I make my money as a real estate investor. Remember, I told you in the agenda that I'm a real estate investor. And so I make my money from the tenant buyer that I'll be putting in that property. And so, yes, they do have some money invested in me and my program. And there's not really a whole lot to share. Is that going to be a problem for you or probably not?
Yes, because I was really looking for a little something down.
Okay. How much were you needing down?
$2,500.
Okay. $2,500 down. Whoa. Well, yeah. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. But here's what I would do. I would give you 1 month's security deposit and make it non-refundable. So 1 month's payment, would that be something that would make you feel more comfortable or probably not? Do you see what I'm doing? I'm fishing. I'm asking questions. He's throwing these objections and questions at me and I'm giving him short, pithy answers. I'm leading. I'm not giving him everything, guys. He's asking for a down payment and I'm not like, yeah, sure. I'll give you 50%. Okay. No, I'm going to start him with 1 month security deposit, non-refundable. And if that doesn't work and make it not work, keep pushing me. Okay. And let's keep going back and forth like this. I try to acknowledge, I try to solve, and then I try to ask the question and get it off the table. Okay. Keep working with me though. Don't give in to me. All right. So, would 1 month security deposit work? Okay. Or would that make you feel like, if it was non-refundable, is that something that would be more comfortable for you or probably not?
Nah, I think I need a little more than that. The 1 month. I don't think that'd be good. I need a little more.
Well, what's 1 month? Well, $1,000.
1,700.
Oh, 1,700, and you're asking for 2,500. Okay. Well, I could probably do that. I think that'll work. So if I can put the paperwork together right now, and I'm able to get that over to you, and as soon as I place a tenant buyer in there, which hopefully will be right away, we give you the 2,500, and your first month's rent. Does that all sound comfortable to you? Can we do business today?
No, I need to talk with this over my wife.
Okay, you need to talk to your wife?
Yeah, I need to talk this over with my wife.
Okay. Now, see, this is a great objection, guys. How many of
because
you guys?
I had this last week.
Yeah, you're getting this.
Last week.
You're getting this. Yep. Now, here's how I handle this. When people say, well, yeah, I mean, it sounds all good, but I need to talk to Jeffrey and I need to talk to Susan and my brother, he's an accountant and my cousin's a lawyer and I'm 7 steps from Kevin Bacon and you get that kind of stuff. And so here's my favorite response for it. And there's not a real whole lot you can do about it, but here's what you can do. You can say, hey, I understand that, Mr. Homeowner, you need to speak with your wife. Great. Well, I'm kind of in a hurry to do something. And so what I'd like to do is, and you said you're kind of in a hurry, right?
Yes.
Okay. So will you be able to speak with your wife this afternoon or this evening?
Yeah, 7 o'clock. She usually gets home around about 7 o'clock. I think that'll be fine.
Well, how about this? I'll get your email address and I'll send you my written offer right now. And they'll give you some time to look at it. And then when the wife gets home, can you guys discuss that? And I'll give you a call, let's say about 9 o'clock tonight. Would that work or probably not?
Yeah, I think that will work.
Okay, great. So if at 9 o'clock, you guys feel comfortable with everything and I've answered all your questions, what happens then?
We'll sign the memo.
Okay, awesome.
Agreement.
Great. That sounds great. Well, I'm looking forward to having another conversation with you and your wife. What's her first name?
Is Betty.
Betty. Okay. And what's your email? I'm going to send you this written offer and then we'll talk again tonight at 9. Okay. What do you guys think about that? Let's have a little feedback. Okay. Give me some feedback on that, Michael, and anybody else that wants to give me some feedback on that objection handling and that.
I'll pop in here.
Yeah,
Justin.
go ahead.
It seemed like you were in total and complete control.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. And that's the objective, guys. Short, pithy answers. Here's the problem. Okay. I probably ought to put it in the damn description. Fast forward to 27 minutes and 43 seconds or whatever of this video, because here's the nut cut, guys. That's a good Southern phrase. If you don't know what nut cut means, go look it up. Okay. Yeah, here's the nut cut. All right. You are going to want to go into default mode. You know what default mode is right here?
Pull away.
Default mode here is explainer mode. Okay, you go into, everybody knows what explainer mode is. Well, they asked me a question, so I'm going to go off into explainer mode and go into 5 minutes presentation of, well, I got started doing this back in so-and-so, and I've been learning and studying, and I know this guy in Kansas City, and here's who we work with. I got a program. Let me tell you about it. Now I'm going to switch over into old sales. I got a program. It's not going to cost you anything, but just let me bend your ear for a second and tell you about who I'm working with. I'm working with some fine folks that they just got a little ding in their credit, and, some shit like that. And we've all been there, You see, that's explainer mode, and all of us want to do it. It's a natural human thing to want to get into explainer mode, but avoid explainer mode. Do not get into explainer mode with these people. Give them short, pithy answers and then turn around and ask them a question. Yes. All right. The more talking you do and the more explaining you do, the more questions you raise. Right? Does that make sense? The more, because see, you're telling them who you work with, and these are tenant buyers, and they got all this and whatever. Now, see, they're listening to you, but they're thinking, oh no, these are people that just got out of prison, and I don't know who these people are. And oh, this guy sounds like, oh, I wonder if he's calling me from Africa. I mean, is this one of those guys from the Sudan or wherever? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like their mind just goes wild. The more talking you do. Keep it about them and their needs and their greeds, right? And then put it right back on them with a question that keeps them engaged. It keeps their mind from wandering into 100 million different questions. You can answer more questions tonight at 9 o'clock when you call and talk to him and the wife, and you've already got a pre-close done, that if everything's comfortable and you've answered their questions successfully at 9 o'clock tonight, what happens, man? Becky's going to sign that damn form, right? And I'm going to do business with you today. All right. That's how you do it, guys. It's all about that right there. That right there. All right.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
You've got a sales technique that I'm sure you have rationale for, but I don't understand it based on all the sales training that I've had. But at the end of your question, you ask another question, thereby asking them, or probably not. Doesn't that kind of turn things negative?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question, and that's called a negative redirection. Okay. And it comes from psychology. I'm not a psychology major by any means, but what I can tell you, the psychologists believe that when you're given when you're in a mercenarial type conversation, this could almost be adversarial. My tendency is to want to disagree with you. I'm listening as the homeowner to find questions, to find problems. And, you're really, as a homeowner, you're listening and you're coming up with more questions, more problems, more objections, all of these things in your mind. You're adversarial in a sense. You're looking for the scam aspect of this deal. All right. If they're in a position where they are in a tendency to disagree with you, to give them the alternate negative ending makes it easier for them to agree with you. So they say, okay. So for example, when I say, is this something that feels comfortable to you now, or probably not? Okay. Their tendency is to say, well, I want to it's easier for me to disagree with this guy because I don't know where I'm going here. I don't know really what's happening here. So yeah, I feel pretty comfortable here. Yeah. I don't know. It's a psychological thing. And I got no science to prove this shit, man. Okay. Yeah. I just know that it works for me. I remember old school sales though, Greg, 10, 15 years ago, selling vacuum cleaners door to door, or selling insurance, or selling whatever. They always were positive, 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 positive. Yes, 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 yes. Get them to say yes 7 times. Get them to be positive. Never end anything with a negative. Always tell them what you want them to say back to you. Okay. I don't know when it shifted, but I did notice that this negative redirection, I started hearing about it probably 10 or 12 years ago. And I had the same question when I first heard it. And I've since implemented it, and I like it. I like it. I feel like it's effective. So, to each his own. Good question though, Greg. Great question.
That was Jim.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jim.
James. Yeah, it's just, you're asking a yes or no question, which I try not to, and then you're adding more emphasis to the negative side by saying probably not.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I think too, another benefit of the probably not is that it's going to flush out any further objections or questions they may have without killing the deal. Okay. So it's not like I'm saying, would this make you feel comfortable now, or is this just a flat no? No.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a probably not. Well, I don't like it because what happens if they quit making payments? Okay. All right. See, now it was definitely a probably not. Okay. So now I need to fix this problem. And if I can fix this problem, then now by giving them a short, pithy answer and then turning it around and asking them the same question, then, if I can overcome that, then I can get right back to closing again. Okay, well, great. I'll send you. So I don't know. I like the flow of it, but you guys, if you like a different flow, go for it, man.
Justin, let me ask you a question
right
again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you think that's another way of just saying no? By them saying, well, maybe I need to talk to my wife about it, or instead of just saying, would you just go ahead and tell me no, you can just fire me now. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Well, legitimately, guys, a lot of times you're on the phone with one player, and he will have to talk to his spouse. She will have to talk to her spouse. Okay, it is a legitimate thing. Okay, it could be real for them. And that's the thing. And you don't know. If you suspect that they are doing a
BS.
A bullshit job on you, like Claude, I heard him say, they're peeing on your back and telling you it's raining.
Yeah.
Okay. If you feel like they're doing that, then you want to call their bluff right away. And you want to say, hey, I understand. Hey, Mr. Homeowner. Yeah, that's great. I really understand where you're coming from. You need to talk to your wife, and believe me, I would probably need to talk to my wife too about big decisions like this, but will you be able to speak with her today? I'm kind of in a hurry. Would you be able to talk to her today or probably not? What's the story? Well, I don't know. She's going to come home at 7 and she likes to go to bed right away. And, I don't know if we're going to, maybe sometime this weekend we'll talk about it. Now, see, I'm picking up the bullshit. Right. Okay. Now I'm picking up some bullshit. Right. So I'm going to turn right around. I'm going to say, hey, Mr. Homeowner, I'm kind of in a hurry to do something like I said. And if this is not a good fit for you, I understand. I would rather you just go ahead and tell me no. Is that really what you're trying to say? Okay. You see where I'm coming from with that?
Right.
See how I turned it right around and I used the agenda, really, basically the authority that I established in the agenda. I'm using it here now to call him out on his bullshit. The same thing you're going to do if they call you a scammer. Okay. And I've had this happen a little bit too. It doesn't happen very often, guys, but it will happen sometime in your life if you do this very much. If you're making 5 calls a day like you should, you're going to have somebody eventually ask you if you're a scammer or call you just straight out, say, hey, listen, you sound like a scammer. Okay. So you definitely want to, where was I at? I lost my train of thought, guys. Oh, with the scammer. Yeah. You want to go back to the agenda. Somebody call me a scammer. Let's talk about that. To me, that's the worst shit that can happen on a call.
Yeah, right? Dude, you're a scammer.
Mr. Homeowner, oh, that's great. I assure you I'm not a scammer, but I can appreciate that. I know you don't know me from Adam. But like I said, when I first got on the phone, that I'm a real estate investor. I'm just looking for another investment property. I want to do something today on something. And I thought I would call you and ask you about your property, let you ask me a few. See, I'm just doing the freaking agenda again. I'll let you ask me a few questions. And if it's not a good fit, remember I said you could just go ahead and tell me no. Is that really what you're trying to do, Mr. Homeowner? Are you just, do you feel like I'm a scammer and you just would like to tell me no?
Sounds like you got an agenda.
Yeah, I do. I have an agenda. Yeah. And I'm not going to let this turkey derail me. Right? So, that's the thing. Don't let them derail you. Keep that confidence. And if they start to derail you, go back to the agenda and refresh and remind them of what you're doing. All right. If the objection and the questions get so hot and heavy, all right, go back to the agenda and refresh, and then offer to answer the objections with short, pithy things, short, pithy answers, and then turn it around with a question. All right. That's what you do, guys. That's what you do. All right. What's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next objection? What's the next big fear? What's the big thing that when we go to pick up the phone, hey, if you believe that when you picked up the phone, you were going to be able to go through this conversation and get to some yeses and get to some checks, you would do it. Am I right or am I crazy? You would do it. But what is it that's keeping us from picking up the phone and dialing? I mean, it's not a cactus. It doesn't have thorns. It's not. It doesn't weigh. It doesn't weigh
10,000 pounds.
Yeah, it doesn't weigh 10,000 pounds. Okay, it's really just it's just something psychological. In my mind, it's a fear of the unknown, a fear of what they may say, a fear of what they may do, a fear of how this may go, but more importantly, a fear of how this may feel, and it might not feel good. Okay,
I have a disclaimer.
I want to get that stuff out on the table. Let's talk about those questions and objections and problems, and let's make it happen, guys. Let's get it out of the way where you can feel healthy and going and getting into the phone. All right, Kelly, what's your suggestion, man?
No, it's not a suggestion, it's a disclaimer. For everybody listening, Justin is crazy, and you guys are just, on your own at this point. Just kidding, buddy.
Okay.
I just want to let everybody know that you are crazy.
Well, I kind of am, man. I kind of am. I'm sorry. I got to send this message.
Justin's a fucking baller.
I am kind of crazy. I like being crazy because I don't fit in, man. I don't fit in everywhere. At the old JOB. Let me give you a quick story. One time I was real young, and I was like early 20s, and I was hurting for money, had a baby and everything. And I was like, man, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get a job at the factory. Third shift. Gravy. Oh my God. Woo. We were making car parts, man, in the middle of the night. I looked around and I'm like, whoa, look at these people. Look at these people. I don't fit in here, man. I don't fit in here. Anybody ever work a graveyard shift at like a real hardcore factory? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, man. There's some hardcore people there late at night.
Making carports as well.
Oh shit, man. You know what my job was is putting hubcaps together. I can't handle it, man.
Look at you now, brother. Look at you now.
I'm here to tell you guys, the magic is in the consistency and in the never giving up and in the pushing on and the pressing forward and in the always learning and the always growing and the developing and the bullshit that we hear and all the motivational speakers and all the stuff. Yeah, that's the stuff we hear. And it's true. It really is. If you keep pressing on, you keep learning, you keep getting better, you keep getting sharper, you keep honing, like Abraham Lincoln said, hey, and here's my philosophy, guys. Do I sit here on the phone all day for 8 hours, 9 hours? Sometimes, but it's like coaching calls and other things too. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're going to do what Abraham Lincoln said, if I'm going to chop down a tree, I'm going to spend 8 hours sharpening the axe and 1 hour chopping the tree. Okay. All right. Now, learn, develop, practice. It pays benefits. All right. Sharpen your axe because it makes getting on the phone easier and quicker. All right. I got a student that's just balls to the wall, aggressive, and I love him. I love him. He's out of Georgia. And he's like, this is like a second session I had with him today. And he said, Justin, am I wasting time just calling, like cold calling people right off of Craigslist? I love it, man. I love it. He's really, really, really that kind of guy. And I dig it. Now, he's not wasting time. He's learning. He's polishing. He's practicing. All right. Most of us get into this business needing a check so bad. We need it like we need oxygen. And in a way, that's kind of a deficit for us. It hurts us because we need to be able to stay consistent, stay in a learning mode a little bit for a while and give ourselves the patience, be patient with us to practice and to make mistakes and to have bad seller calls and to have calls where we forgot what the second question was in the qualification stage. And we were like, oh no, what do I do? And my paper was over there across the room. And so I winged it, so you could do all of that stuff and survive. You can do all of that and survive. They're not going to eat you. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to jump through the phone and haunt you in your dreams like Freddy Krueger. So yeah, what's some more? Let's talk some more feedback, guys. What's going on out there in the world of phoning and calling sellers, and what's some of the biggest problems and issues that you have out there?
What's your thoughts on? Oh, go ahead, Greg.
I was just going to say real quick that I wanted to state my appreciation for this sessions. I'm not new to making phone calls, but I am somewhat new to this industry. And my biggest fear, Justin, was not having a roadmap. I didn't know how I was going to handle the phone calls or where I was going to go. And these sessions have given me that roadmap, and my confidence level is so much higher than before I attended your sessions.
Well, that's great, man. I appreciate you saying that very, very much.
Amen, brother. That's
really,
the
really
whole
do.
truth right there.
Yeah. I used to work the telephone when I was younger. I did telemarketing for 6 months to get myself unafraid of the phone. So I got over that real quick. But when you don't know what you're going to say, it makes it real hard to do it. So now I have an idea of what I want to say. I've got a roadmap to work with. And what you did a few minutes ago, get back to the agenda. Always go back to the agenda.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. The agenda is going to save you, right? If you haven't set the agenda, and I could beat this and beat this and beat this, but I really, really believe this, and I practice this in my own life, my own business. Setting that agenda it's key. You can't close a guy if you haven't set that agenda. I mean, you'd be lucky if you do. So, if the conversation starts going south, it's easy now for me to just pull right back out, take it off the table and say, hey, now listen, I said I was a real estate investor. I'm looking for a property deal. I was going to ask you some questions. You ask me some questions. If it's not a good fit, you can tell me no. Hey, it looks like it's not a good fit. I'm taking it off the table. Are you just trying to tell me no? Oh, you're not? These are the problems? Okay, well, I'll put it back on the table and we'll give you a short, pithy answer and ask you the same question you just asked me, and we'll get to the bottom of this shit and we'll move forward, right? Otherwise, if I can't, then I'll just take it off the table and hang up the phone. That's okay. It's okay. I don't need to get beat up. Shit, I'm married.
Well, plus taking it away from them.
Beat up enough.
I get enough verbal domination. No, I'm just kidding. My wife is so sweet, guys. You would not believe how sweet and kind my wife is. But she does have red hair and she's real small. She will fuck you up. Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody was saying something. Go ahead.
Yeah. Plus, you're kind of taking it away from them with that as well, because a scammer is going to keep pushing for the sale. And when you back up, that kind of changes everything.
I have had calls where they literally did this, where they literally called me a scammer. They literally questioned my validity as a decent human. Okay. Now, I don't know anything about this guy. He might be a great guy. He might be an upstanding man in his community, but I don't know. Maybe somebody kicked his cat this morning, or maybe his favorite postal worker died, or, who knows? I don't know. But I know one thing, that I can be an adult in this conversation, and I can stay in control of the conversation as much as I know to do, and not take your abuse. And I can do that with respect. I can expect you to do this, treat me like an adult. Okay. And I can do that through the agenda. So going back to the agenda, guys, that's huge. Those short, pithy answers. And then, okay. All right. Short, pithy answers, and then turning it right back around on them and asking them, does that work for you? Or probably not. Yeah, that's how it works. I'm texting Claude right now. He says he's trying to come in, guys. You guys want to talk to Claude for a few minutes?
Yeah.
You guys are like, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you deal with realtors at all?
I do deal with realtors. What do you do? The question is from Rick in California.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I work with realtors. I got no problem with realtors. Realtors are a fine source of people to work with. Not an issue whatsoever. Yeah. When I call them, I'll handle it much the same way that I do with a regular homeowner. I'll take into consideration that they are a realtor, however, and that they're not really the decision maker. Okay. They'll have to present this to the homeowner and see what happens. And so I'll work with them, and I'll present this to them. I'll tell them what, hey, in the closing section, I'll say, hey, listen, I don't think I can do this full price thing, but here's what I could do. I'd be willing to rent the property for a couple years before I buy it. Do you think that's something that your client would feel comfortable with, or probably not? Oh, you'll ask the client. Okay, great. Well, can I follow up with you tonight at 9 o'clock? Because we have time to visit with them today about this. Okay, you'll follow up with me. Okay, well, if I haven't heard from you by 10 o'clock tomorrow, I'll call you back. Okay. See, I'll work with a realtor if a realtor's willing to work with me. I hope that helps a little bit, Rick. I hope that helps.
Yeah, it was one of those, I just ran into this evening. It was like, I'm sure they would entertain that thought, but I would need a copy of all your contracts so I could take to my broker attorney and have it reviewed.
Okay. Well, you're not going to stop them from doing it. What you can do is you can try to flush out the BS, and you can say, hey, listen, I understand that you want to do that. You may feel that that's very important. We could go ahead and use whatever documents. If you have documents that you like, I don't mind using those. I would like to take a look at them, of course, but I don't mind. Would that solve the problem for you, or probably not?
Yeah, that's kind of I told them if we come up with some numbers that make some sense, then I have no problem sharing documentation with you.
Okay, I see. Well, that's exactly what I would do, and try to flush out is it really a delay? Is it really them telling me no, or is it something sincere? Okay. And also remember, I'm in a hurry, so I'm not going to change and give them 2 weeks now to screw me around. All right. I need them to kind of keep me on the timeline here of what's going on. All right. Hey, we got a special guest here on the call right now. It looks like we have a Mr. Claude Diamond. He's the guest. Hey, welcome, sir. Hey, wonderful, wonderful man. If you haven't met Mr. Claude Diamond, you definitely want to say hello to him tonight while you got the chance. It's such an honor and a privilege to have him here. He is a very well-known author, sales trainer, sales coach, and mentor. He's also a real estate mogul, guru, you might say. He doesn't like that word, but when a guy reaches this level, you got to ascribe some kind of an honor to him. Anyway, welcome, Mr. Claude Diamond. And why don't you share with us a little bit what's going on in your mind and your heart? We're talking a little bit about answering questions and objections.
Yeah. First of all, my apologies. I think we had a time thing. I'm in California, you're in Central, and I think we had a time mix up here. And my apologies, and I'll make it up to you.
No problem. No problem. Hey,
on that, I just wanted to say that I'm embarrassed about that. Stalls and objections. People come to us all the time, the prospects, and they bring up certain stalls and objections. I'll think about it. I'll talk to somebody else, run it past my lawyer. I'll think about it. Maybe, probably, could have, should have. When we're dealing with people, stalls, and let me say this up front, stalls and objections are opportunities to close. That's your takeaway moment here. I've got to do more in less time here because I'm horribly late. Stalls and objections are opportunities for a gut salesman. My name of my sales method is called the gut sales method. Traditional salespeople, when they have a stall or an objection, what do, Justin?
Yeah, they go into explainer mode and they kill the sale.
Explainer mode. You call it that. I'll call it defensive mode. And I'll tell you right now, that is the death of success at that point. Because the minute you become subservient to the prospect's needs, you have lowered yourself in their eyes. You're now a beggar. Now you're a child. Mommy, can I stay up late? You have lost complete control and respect of the sale. I'm sorry if I'm being dramatic, but I want to cut to the chase here. You cannot let the prospect be in control. When you go to a doctor, the doctor prescribes the medicine, does the examination, asks questions, and pokes you. You go to your lawyer. He or she asks questions because they want to defend you the best way possible. I go into sales with the attitude that I'm the one who's going to ask the questions, and I tell this up front. We call that an agenda step. They're allowed to bring up a stall to me is different from an objection. A stall means that they're really not ready to make a commitment, and that's because maybe we haven't qualified them good enough. Or they're on a fishing expedition, or they just want free consultation because they get it from everybody else. So a stall is when they do maybe, probably, call me and Justin, send me your contract, send me all this research and stuff, and give me a call maybe in 2-3 weeks. Okay, buddy? I'm not ready to do anything yet. And you're just wonderful. And just send me all this stuff, do all this research, and I'll get back to you in the near distant future. Is that okay with you? And boom.
Yeah.
And you've just totally become subservient to the prospect. Now, the amateur guy, 99% of the people in sales or in creative real estate, they act so hard up, pardon my language, to the oh yes, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, I'll do anything you say. I'll be naked through hoops of fire, whatever you want. And why are we in business, man?
Yeah, to make that money.
Make money today, get commitment today, get a contract today, or get done today. Fire the I almost said it. Fire them today. Okay.
The beautiful person. That's what you were going to say, right?
I'm in business to make money. I am aggressive, but I'm fair. When I talk to people, I want to cut to you have a problem. I have multiple solutions, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect. Can we discuss them? Can I ask you some questions? You ask me some. At the end of this conversation, sir, Mr. Chamness, would you do me a favor? Would you fire my butt if we can't come to a conclusion here? Would you just say it's over? You don't have to say you'll think about it or any of that usual jazz. Just say, Claude, it's over, and we're still friends. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Can we agree on that? Can we be two men in the room here, sir, and agree on this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom.
You see how he says his answer, and then he tags on a question at the end, and he puts it right back. He puts it right back on. You put it right back on the prospect by asking them a question at the end. You wrap it up with a question.
Right.
So yeah, you were saying, is this over, or you feel comfortable with this now, or is this over?
I think we have to dramatically sell differently to people. Should I tell the truth, or should I just make everybody feel good and get off the stage here?
Oh, just lay it out there like you've never laid it out there before.
Okay, the failure rate in sales and in real estate is astronomically high because nobody except for Justin and myself and a few other select people are talking about the $1 million skill. It doesn't matter how smart you are. I've met people so much smarter than me, and they don't make anything anywhere near my income. Yeah. Okay. And I'm not trying to sound like a braggart here. It's because I focused on sales. I've met people who spend tens of thousands of dollars on marketing, but they can't convert those people. Those prospects cannot be converted because they don't know the magic of persuasion and influence. So when you get a stall, that means you've lost control. You eliminate the stalls up front by setting an agenda step in the gut sales method. Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, here's the rules. I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to ask me questions. Then we're going to make a decision if we move forward, or we'll have another appointment, or I'll leave you alone. Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. Upfront, in control, mature, adult-like. Stop the games and start getting control. That's a stall. Should I move on to objections now, or you have a question?
Any questions on stalls? I'm amazed
to have this much energy this late at night.
Hey, and I appreciate you being here, sir, very, very much. We were talking about
late as ever, though. Oh, the guilt is killing me, Justin. I apologize again.
No, that's okay. I forgive you. It's okay. Hey, this group's like an old trail horse. It knows where it's going. You just picked up on the trail a little bit later, further up the path.
Well, good. Because I want to get a message across. This is the best business in the world. This has given my family freedom, just like your experience. Our bills are paid. We're debt free. We're mortgage free. We live like normal human beings. I get to drink premium beer instead of the junky light beer. If there's anything wrong with that. The thing about it is life is short. The peace of mind to know that you can work from home and have that magic freedom. It comes back to sales. But when you're dealing with these stalls all day long, I'll think about it, could, should, might, maybe. Oh God, you're gonna hate this business. Yeah. You're gonna get you're not even gonna want to make the phone calls. This becomes the cactus.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. You'll do anything rather than deal with people. And when you tell them you have to be the authority figure in the room. So inside, if you might be a little coward like me, I'm just a little chicken shit deep down inside. But on the outside, I want to portray authority and confidence. That is a big turn on to people when you're negotiating in business.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go to the doctor well, Justin, I don't know if this will work. I've never done this kind of operation before, but keep your fingers crossed. You don't want that doctor, do you? You want the lawyer says, well, I just graduated from law school and you could go for 20, 30 years or they could lose your house. We'll do our best. No, you want assertiveness. Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, I can help you buy a home, sell a home, invest in a home, and we'll work together here, and I'll be available so that you can we're going to try to protect you here and give you the best deal possible. Are we on the same page? Can we move forward today, or is it over? Boom.
Yeah. Claude, what is the one thing that we can do to increase our confidence level? Because I've heard some students bring it up in the last week or two, and this really, really comes into play with the agenda section and also with the closing section and answering questions and handling objections. But what can we do to increase our confidence level, our mindset, our esteem, so that when we're calling, we're not calling like, oh no, I'm a salesman and I'm dialing the phone. I hope they don't think that I'm this, or I'm a telemarketer. What's the one thing we can do to help make that mind shift as we're really the investor, we're really in charge, we're really making calls as an authority figure, as that doctor, for example, instead of, what maybe we have been perceiving ourselves as. Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah. Can I use a little bit of bad language?
Yeah, please do.
On there. The way to have all the confidence in the world is to make a shitload of money, is to have success. You can't exude success unless you've experienced success. I could give you all the personal affirmations you want, give you all the Post-its to put on the bathroom wall. I could charge you $5,000 to walk on my holes, those briquettes. Who does that? Who does that?
Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins.
I love Tony. Tony's a great guy. Yeah. I know Tony and everything, but I still think his coal walking is bullshit. Yeah. Because Monday morning comes around again, and then you know what goes on in your head? Uh-oh, I'm going to pick up that phone and talk to these people who won't like me, who are going to pick my brain. You've got to experience success. The only way you get to success is by picking up that phone, practicing. I'm big on, what's the one thing I tell everybody? Let's practice. Let's role play. Yeah. Let's disseminate information like you're doing on this wonderful forum. Yeah. The information, but we need to practice, whether it's in real phone calls or with other people or with me. I practice with my students. I know you do too. Yeah. And you've got to get, a little baby steps further and further. We all have that devil and angel on our shoulder. Mm-hmm. And imagine me in a red suit on your shoulder with a little pitchfork there. And I'm saying, don't listen to the angel. The angel's going, don't do it, Justin. You might get hurt. You don't do it. Don't do it. He might not like you. You might be too pushy. And I'm the guy with the pitchfork saying, no, just go for it. Life is short. Maybe they'll say yes, but you'll never know until you ask. Yeah. And so the only way to get confidence is to have positive experiences in reality. Yeah. I don't think anyone else says it. See, I think positive affirmations and doing all these little challenges, I think they're all wonderful, but I think the best way to success is to experience success. Yeah. That's when you can go. I go to my wife. we've been married 33 years, just had our anniversary. Can I have a round of applause here?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, where's your audience? What are they sleeping? I don't see any chat. I don't see any video here. Come on live here, guys. Yeah. Come on. Yay. Somebody come alive here. Come on.
Come alive. Turn the video on, guys.
Come on. You can't go to sleep here. And here's the thing. Once you've experienced, it's like, how do I tell you how to ride a bicycle? Oh, Justin, get on that bicycle. We're going to take off the training wheels, and I just want you to sit up, hold the handlebars, and pedal like mad. What's going to happen, man?
Great example. Great. Yeah.
You've got to get on that bike. Hopefully mom or dad is helping a little. You experience, and then all of a sudden something happens when you went from remember when you went from training wheels to without them, just two wheels? Remember that moment where you go, holy shit, this isn't that hard. Right. Wow. Right. Can I write a book and tell you how to ride a bicycle?
No. Well, you can, but I'm not going to learn it that way.
Would your wife, if your wife was here and we were having a couple drinks and everything, and I said, Mrs. Chamness, is Justin a better kisser today than he was when you first met him? What do you think she'd say?
Hell yeah.
She'd say, hell yeah, he's a much better. So
great.
experience is the way we get to confidence. I'm sorry, guys. There's no shortcut to it. But if you have the guts to talk to a few people every day, give me 1-2 people a day you talk to, and you will see magic happen. So that's the stalls part. Should we get to the objections?
Yes, please.
Okay. This is important, guys. If you're taking notes, get ready for it. Here it comes. I don't want you to miss it. Objections are opportunities to close the prospect in that very moment. That's real important.
Wow. Awesome.
Give me an objection. Give me a traditional objection. Oh, wait, somebody from the audience, come on here.
Yeah.
Come on, who's brave here? I'll give you a free book. Here.
All right, I'll do
somebody a freebie here. I'll send you a book. Here, somebody come on. Who's brave?
I'm brave.
Okay, I want to see video, man. Come on.
Well, why my thing's not on?
Come on, I don't care if you
Justin, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
You can't
Why?
see me? Michael?
Why my thing is not on?
I've had that problem all my life.
Claude, so right. I like when you close people and you try not to let them get away when they would say, well, I need to get with my wife or my spouse and
let's role play. Go ahead. Give it to me. Okay. Hey, can I call you Michael? I'm Claude.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Michael, I love talking to you. I think I can help you get into a house. You said you've been in that one bedroom for 5-6 years, sick of paying the landlord. I can get you and your wife into a beautiful home with a 3-year rent to own. It'll meet with your budget, monthly budget, and I can get you into this home. It's okay to say no to me. Can we move forward here, or is it over?
No, Claude, I have to run this by my wife because this is a big decision now.
I respect that. And I like a man who respects his wife enough to discuss that finances and things with him. Off the role play, that's called a stroke. You're giving him a compliment.
Okay. You
well, let me ask you something. Michael, back in the role play.
Okay.
Michael,
so,
it's what time is it over there, Michael?
It's 9:09.
Now, I'll tell you what, your wife home from work? It's late.
She'll be here in this. She's on the way now.
I'll tell you what I'll do. You have an iPhone, don't you, Michael?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you let your wife come home, give her a drink, massage her feet a little, tell her about this, and in 45 minutes, I'll come out. I'll do a video FaceTime call, and I'll answer your wife's questions. Let me check with my wife if it's okay. Honey, is it okay if Mr. and Mrs. Goolsey get out of that lousy little apartment and into a nice 3-bedroom? My wife said it's okay, so you check with your lovely bride, okay? And I'll talk to you 45 minutes on the video. And if we decide to move forward, and I have a lot of people interested, Michael, and so the thing is, I need a commitment tonight, or you can tell me no. Either way, I don't want you to feel pressured. I just need to know that we're moving forward or it's over. Is that fair?
That's fair.
You're a gentleman, so I'll talk to you in 45 minutes.
Wow.
Boom.
Okay, got it.
That's selling.
Yeah.
And Michael, let me get a commitment. Michael, if you and your bride like the home, I've sent you a video of the property. You see it tomorrow, take a tour, and I send you a contract and everything makes with your needs. What happens next when we speak tomorrow at 3:30?
We're gonna sign the agreement.
I'm sorry, what?
We're gonna sign the agreement.
You're a gentleman, sir. I'll talk to you in 45 minutes. Boom. Give me another objection. Who else? That was great, Michael. Round of applause for Michael.
Yeah, good job.
Nice going, Michael.
Batter up.
There's always the one that says, I've just got to think about it.
Greg?
Yes.
You know what? You came to me with a problem. You told me you've been trying to sell this home for 6 months. You're losing $1,000 a month. Your wife can't sleep at night. You're not allowed to think about it, sir.
Wow.
I'm not.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Do it again, man. Do it again. It felt good.
Come on, keep it real. Hit me back. Come on. Keep it real.
I'm not allowed to think about it.
Now, please don't take that the wrong way, Greg. But you came to me with a problem. You said the house has been sitting there. You've been losing thousands of dollars. I made you an offer, cash or terms. You can fire me right now, or we can decide to move forward. But think about it. That really means you're being polite to me. And you don't have to be polite to me. You just have to say no or yes.
Boom.
Go.
Oh my God.
Well, how you like them apples?
Hey, we're sweet.
Can you imagine saying to somebody you're not allowed to think about it?
Do you have the guts? That's the question, right? Do you have the guts to ask that kind of question?
Now you got testicles.
You got to. Well, here's the thing.
Bull.
When you're talking to somebody, the second step of the gut sales method, and I have a free. Can I give a free book to everybody, Justin?
Yeah, everybody go to claudediamond.com and can I say I love Justin in the box?
Absolutely. I love Justin.
Yeah, put I love Justin in there and get a free book. Hey guys, and if you're looking to get more books from Claude Diamond, let me recommend one. It is the Gut Sales Method Rules. Get the rules, guys. It will freaking change your life. Okay.
I had fun writing this. All the rules. You're not allowed to think about it. The Godfather close.
Yeah.
I have made a decision, Mr. Prospect. Oh, let's talk about that. That's a good for stalls and objections. Hey, Greg, I've made it. Go ahead. Hit me with that. I'll think about it thing. One more time.
I'll think about it.
Greg, I'll tell you what. It sounds to me like you're more worried about my feelings and you want to fire me. But I've made a decision, Greg. I want to do business with you, and I want to do business with you tonight. I want to send you a contract and I want to buy your home, or at the least have another meeting with you tomorrow at 10:30. I've made this decision, Greg. Can you make a decision also to fire me or move forward?
Sounds fair.
Which means?
We can move on.
What?
We can move forward.
I like that. Thank you. So if I put in the contract everything you and I discussed this evening, you discuss with your lovely bride, and it meets with her approval, when we speak tomorrow, we can either move forward or we're done. Is that a fair
Yeah.
Commitment for both of us?
Yeah, that's fair.
You're a gentleman, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice.
Listen, it's business. Well, how many of us are guilty? Thank you guys for coming on. You're so brave. You came on video. Bravo.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
God, you make it too easy, man. You make it sound too easy.
It's not easy. This took a long time. I'm the former world's worst sales guy. I'm the biggest chicken shit you ever met when it came to sales. Man, I'd rather clean the toilet than pick up the phone. Okay, but guess how you make a lot of money in this business? Come on, I don't work alone.
Wait. Ask us again. What's the question?
How do you make a lot of money in this business?
Yeah, good phone.
Talking to people.
You give good phone.
You got to give good phone. If I can get you guys to talk to 2-3 people and overcome those stalls and objections, you will make so much more money. And here's the biggie. You will not feel that. How many of us here, I've experienced it, I feel when we get too much rejection, I get downright depressed. How about you guys?
Yeah.
I hate that rejection. Don't you? Reminds me back in high school when pretty girls laughed at me when I asked them out or out to dance and stuff like that. Okay. That rejection carries with you a long time. But this is a business where if you can have consistent, confident behavior, you can overcome all stalls and objections with people. So they give you an objection, you turn chicken shit into chicken salad. Give me another objection. Who's got another one? I've heard the 2 biggies. I'll think about it and I'll talk to my spouse. Give me another one. What's another biggie?
I don't know why I would let you do this and make money off of my house.
I agree. You know what? You're not going to get an argument out of me, Mr. Chamness. Can I call you Justin? I feel like I know you. My name's Claude.
Please do, Claude.
You know, Listen, you're a smart young man. I was thinking the exact same thing. Hey, Mr. Black joined us. How are you doing, sir? Say hi. I like when they come out, when everybody comes on video. Mr. Justin, you know what? You're a smart young man. You got a business background, don't you, sir?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I was thinking, why don't you do your own rent to own? You don't need me in the deal, right? I mean, you have the contracts, you have a marketing plan using social media, and you have plenty of tenant buyers ready, willing, and able, and you understand the whole escrow and everything and the rest of the process, right?
Well, I could probably figure it out. I mean,
you probably could. And you know what? We all make mistakes. The thing about it is, suppose I could eliminate those mistakes, give you the world's best contract, save you a couple $1,000s on an attorney, help you develop on a marketing plan, and show you how to make a lot more money than you're going to pay me for a consultation. You wouldn't want to hire me to help you do this deal today, would you?
Well, I mean, it's not going to cost me anything, is it? I mean,
of course it does, sir. I got to take my wife out to In-N-Out Burger tonight.
Okay. Well, how do you make money? I don't.
You pay me up front. God bless America. Isn't this a great country?
Honest.
The question is, though, and if I was in your shoes, I'd feel the same. I don't want to pay anybody money for anything. It's a question of value, though. If we could get you, what are you asking for your house again, sir?
179,000.
If I could get you a buyer in your house for $179,000 who gave you some money up front, who paid you market or over market rent, and was capable of buying the house without paying a 6% commission, and I did it for a reasonable fee that you will recoup on the initial down payment or option consideration. That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Are there guarantees in it for me?
What do you mean by guarantee? That's a great question. What do you mean by guarantee?
I mean, if I were to hire you.
Can I write this down while you're talking? This is important. I know we're on video and I have my notebook here. Can I write this down? This guarantee?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm ready.
I mean, what guarantee do I have that you'll be able to do what you say? I mean, if I give you any of this money.
I don't know. You brought it up, sir. What did you have in mind?
Well, I mean, if it doesn't work, then I don't want to be out that money.
No, that's tough. Okay, so you want money back guarantee, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what else? That's one.
Well, I think that'd probably do it for me.
That's it? That's all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, then if I could give you that guarantee, imagine for a moment I could give you that guarantee. What would you say to me next to my $2,500 fee for consulting with you on your property?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to talk to my wife
I didn't
about
hear
it.
you. Was that a yes or a yeah? What was that?
Yeah, but I mean, I've got to talk to the missus about it because it's it's pretty decent.
Okay, so I could give you the best guarantee in the world, the best testimonials, the best references, and I could help you get full price with good people in your home, and you still wouldn't be able to make a decision. Is that the fact of the matter?
Well, I'm not trying to run you away.
You're almost there, sir. I'm ready to go.
Okay,
you got the winning lottery ticket in your hand. Do you want to put it in the shredder?
Well, what do we do? Well, okay, so
by the way, I can't give you that. By the way, just to be transparent, I can't give you that guarantee. Is your doctor going to guarantee that you're going to live?
No.
Okay. Does your lawyer guarantee he's going to keep you out of jail if you do something wrong?
No.
Okay. I can guarantee that I'll perform to the best of my ability, give you the best contracts, and I'll be accountable to you, and you'll have my phone number. That I can guarantee. But you can't ask of something of me that you wouldn't do in your own business, can you?
Yeah. No.
Where should we go from here, sir? I've made a decision. I'd love to do business with you, help you sell your home, take the money so you and the family can go to the Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Palace or Disneyland or wherever you want to go. Why don't you talk to your wife and call me back in an hour on the iPhone?
Yeah.
Or should I put this lottery ticket in the shredder?
Boom. Yeah, let's do the deal. Let's do it. Send it to me. What do we do?
Sure. I like doing the shredder.
You like the shredder idea?
Boom. That was a good role play. I was a little rough on you.
You were.
So I'd rather you fire me and it's over. I can always call you back in 2 weeks. I can follow up. Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to close you now. I'm the only sales trainer that I know in creative real estate that goes for the close in the first phone call.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
See this house in the southern Soviet socialist state of Southern California?
Yeah.
This is free and clear. It got paid for by other real estate deals.
Yeah. Boom.
And that's getting to the point with people, getting right to the point with people. And it's not being pushy or overbearing. It's just being honest.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, we are taught as human beings to just be so full of bullshit. I mean, it's like we have to unlearn the bullshit.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. That's great. I've been doing this a while. Claude's been doing this a lot longer than I have. And I can tell you from my experience, rarely ever, hardly ever do I get a prospect on the phone that is as hard or as difficult as we were just pretending to be with one another.
I've had some nasty one. Do you ever get the prospect who in the first 15 seconds, they're talking down to you?
Yeah. What do you
want? You're the 10th guy to call. You're the 10th guy to call me this week. You guys are all bottom feeders. I'm not going to give my house away.
Yeah.
How do you handle that guy? That's worse than a stall and objection. That's a nasty prospect.
Mm.
How do you handle that guy?
Somebody want to role play with Claude and be that guy?
Who wants to be an SOB to me? Who's good at that?
Here's your chance, guys. Here's
your chance. Beat up Claude.
You got a world-class sales trainer right here, and you got one shot. Don't miss it.
Can I ask a different question real quick?
Go ahead, Rick. Turn on your video, buddy.
I'm in no position for video, but here's my question.
A disclaimer. Oh, wow.
Do you just not believe in warm leads that you'll maybe feel like following up with later? Because it seems like, and I understand your concept, but it seems like you are pushing them far off the right edge. Make a decision now or we're done. Thank you for your time. Hitting the shredder. Next call.
So are we talking about cold calls, warm calls, or follow-up calls?
Like the example you just did, where you said, I have the lottery ticket right here. It's going in the shredder. I just wanted to get your feel on that. I mean, do you believe in a warm call where you will follow up? They do really.
Oh, absolutely. I follow up all the time. Wait a second, Claudia. I was going to ask my wife. We had somebody a week or two ago from 13, 14 years ago call us back. That's a super follow-up, if you ask me.
Wow.
What was it, honey? 14 years it took to get to this guy.
Jeez.
Oh, my God. So the point is, follow-up, yes, Rick. I put everybody into my personal CR system is Evernote. So say that role play I did with Greg and say nothing comes of that meeting tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to thank him. I'm going to send him a personal video thanking him personally. I'm going to put him into my CRM or whatever you use, Podio or whatever Justin recommends. And then I'm going to give him a score 1 through 10, Rick. I'm going to say this guy is a 6 or a 7, and say he's a 5 or a 6. I'll call him back after Thanksgiving. Hi, Mr. Rick, Claude Diamond here. I don't know if you remember me. We spoke around November 18th. I just wanted to, I got a note here. You must have sold that home by now, right, Rick?
Gotcha. No, I didn't sell it yet.
Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful home. What's the problem? Yeah, I'm the guy, I'm the crazy guy, made you all those offers and everything. Sent you that follow-up video. You don't want to revisit this, do you? And talk about maybe doing a deal today? It's getting close to the end of the year. You don't want to get this off the books, do you?
Yeah, I can see revisiting it, rerunning some numbers, see if something makes sense.
Okay, my notes here said, boom. Now you take your notes. I hope everybody here takes copious notes. You save it. You give the guy a score. If he's really like a 2 or 3, call him back in 2-3 months. If he's a 5 or 6, maybe 30 days. If he's hot, call him back tomorrow. Call him back, set up another appointment tomorrow. Rick, I absolutely believe, I'm not burning bridges, Rick. I'm treating my business like it should be treated, a business.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, Claude. Thanks for sharing.
You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with me. We all have our own style and methodology. I just like to, I've wasted too much time with people who said, I'll think about it, maybe, probably, call me in 2 weeks. Do you ever have the guy who said, well, it sounds really good, Claude, and you've been wonderful, and thanks for taking me out to lunch, and I'll give it my highest consideration. What does that mean?
Right. No, I have too many sitting on the fence right now. That's why I really wanted to dig to see where you take some of these warm leads, and if you really try to go left, or just kind of hover in the center and, recap later. So, yeah. You
want me to tell you the truth or make you feel good, Rick?
Truth always.
The fence sitters are your responsibility.
Yeah, note taken.
You've got to go to these people and say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you know what? I've made a decision, or you're making a mistake right now. You came to me with these problems. Then Rick, you list the needs and greeds. You got to get at least 3, Rick, and they got to be emotional. That's the key to this whole system. Make it emotional up front. Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, you said you were sick of living in your mother-in-law's attic. You wanted your own home. You wanted peace and quiet. You wanted privacy from the kids. You wanted appreciation. You wanted to stop wasting your money on a landlord who won't fix the air conditioner. And then you tell me you think about it and you're on the witness protection program. I'm calling you up today to find out if we can move. Are we going to move forward, or you want to live in that little place in your mother-in-law's attic for the rest of your life? Yes or no? Because I don't have the time to waste. I got people who I want to help your family. It's not about the money, is it, Rick?
No, at that point, I guess it wouldn't be, would it?
Then what's it going to take to get you out of your mother-in-law's attic and take care of your family and get them into a nice place?
Yeah, I see where you're taking it.
Boom.
Yeah.
I think now listen, not everybody loves me. Okay. I'm not Jesus. He loved everybody and everybody loved him, but I get a lot of people. Okay. I get a lot of people, a segment of people who like that assertiveness without being a bully or intimidating. They like that, like your doctor who tells you, Rick, I want you to stop smoking 15 packs a day. You got to stop right now, buddy. Boom. Don't you want someone who cares enough about you to talk to you that way?
Yeah, for sure.
Your clients, your fence sitters are looking for leadership.
Wow. That's awesome. So true. Yeah.
That's the key of what I'm pulling out of all this, because we can be like the salesman who's begging for the sale, or we can be the professional investor.
Oh, yeah.
Which do you want to be? Yeah.
The minute we, good point, Greg. The minute we start begging or subservient to the prospect is when it's failure. It's where we've lost respect. It's where they think that they can do whatever they want, manipulate us, lie to us, because we're not showing strength. They say, oh, I can call Greg up anytime. Greg's a good guy. I'll call him in a couple weeks, maybe. They forgot you as soon as they hung up the phone and went back to their sushi dinner. I'm having sushi for dinner tonight.
Oh, wow. I love sushi.
Fresh. We got a fresh sushi. I'm going to make you guys hungry. Got a fresh sushi place down the street here. Oh, man. They got this one roll with crab and shrimp and everything. And they put these little crunchy things on it.
Oh.
And I like sake.
Oh, yeah. It's good. Hot or cold?
I like it cold. I like it both ways, but I usually drink it cold.
Yeah. I like it cold too.
Here we go. Food with Justin.
Yeah. I love a good sashimi.
Oh. Yeah. Isn't it amazing the money we pay for something that rolled up on the beach?
Oh my gosh. And they didn't cook it or nothing. I could have just taken a bite right out of the fish.
Just catching that bitch like a Pokemon.
That's funny. Yeah. Hey, guys, I don't want to keep Claude here all night, and it very, very much an honor and a privilege to even have his presence here. So, anybody got any last things that they would like to throw at him, or questions, or anything? And we'll have him address that if he would. And don't forget, go ClaudeDiamond.com, click the box that says get the free book, put I Love Justin in there, and he'll take care of you. Yeah. Claude's my mentor, so I'm not ashamed of that. He is the inventor of the I use the word inventor, I don't know if that's the right word, but of the gut sales method. Yeah. And I highly recommend that you employ these principles into your real estate business, because it will make all the difference in the world, guys. It's not the bells and whistles. It's not the marketing programs, although those are important, and coming up with leads. We got Michael Batista here on the call tonight. He's got a machine. You can generate leads so easy and on demand and cheap. But what do you do with them? What do you do with them? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Claude.
I'm sorry. I interrupted you. My apologies.
No. You're saying you want to know about the leads and Michael Batista.
Yeah. I love anything that has to do with, I get all my leads. I don't know. I don't think we have time for this tonight. Maybe at another time. I get all my leads through social media. I don't pay anything. I get quality leads every day. Word of honor. Through social media. Takes a little work and a little technological know-how. Yeah. But every day I spend about 30 to 60 minutes on social media. Yeah. And I put out compelling, hopefully entertaining. We're in the entertainment business, and so we put out compelling content so that people say, hey, I like what this guy's talking about. This is interesting. How do let me Google him. Right. And they come to me with the deals, the buyers, the sellers, the investors, people who want to learn my gut sales method. They come to me through my social media. So I love, to me, you could be the best salesman in the world, but you better have some leads, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I highly recommend that too. You are addressing a room full of people who will not turn their camera on, however. So they're going to have to get over that chicken shit part of the business in their minds and get on with being the business leader that you want to be.
Hey,
Okay.
we got four people on here now. It was okay. You know, we could do it. We got with you, Justin. We could play poker or something. You know.
Yeah, I'm no good at that. I'm no good at that. But all right. Any last things for Claude before we?
I think Debbie has a question.
Debbie, did you have a question?
Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry.
Come on, Debbie. Ask me something. Let's do some sales here.
I missed all the other calls, so I'm running behind everybody here.
You're going to get the free book though, right?
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Welcome. I'm glad you could join. Glad we have a lady in the audience.
Yes. Yeah. Debbie is such a blessing, such a good-hearted person too. Always the encourager and exhorter. So thank you for being a part tonight.
Thanks, Justin. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you. We recognize you for that too. So you're a vital part of the group. Thanks for being here. Everybody, that goes for everybody as well. Thanks for being here. We really love you.
I have a question for Claude.
Go ahead. Let's do it, James.
James.
I also have a question for you. Hey, Claude. Thank you. It's a good talk tonight. I wanted to know, when you're following up with people with a phone call, I understand you're on California time. What are the best times in your time zone that you're calling people back?
Now.
Okay. So
right now, no matter what time it is, right?
Well, let me put it to you this way. James, can I ask how old you are?
61.
Okay, good. You're in my age group. Do you remember when you were a kid, the big black phone, the one phone in the living room or whatever? That was it. That you had to go around and a rotary dial and everything.
Sure. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So if you called people during the day, the kids were at school, mom was at work, or dad was at work, right? And you wouldn't get anybody during the day. So you had to call late at night or on weekends. Now, what is the remote control device to the universe that everybody has?
Cell phone.
Yeah. 20. I even have a watch here. See this watch? I don't even take my phone with me when I go out for my morning run. This is all I need to make phone calls.
Yeah, beautiful.
So I guess the answer to your question is everybody, can you get hold of everybody today at any time? Because they have, how many people, do you feel like you're missing a limb or something if you leave this at home when you go out somewhere?
Yeah.
Do you ever leave this, does anyone ever leave this home intentionally?
No. Once in a while. But
once in a blue moon, right? It's this we're so addicted to this thing. So the answer to your question is, people are available. I mean, be reasonable, but I call people at all hours of the day. I tend to stay away from evening calls because I think people are tired.
Yeah. Okay.
And, like that, they've been working all day. I love weekend calls during the late morning, early afternoon.
Okay. Saturdays and Sundays?
What's that? Say again?
Saturdays and Sundays?
Sundays after church, a lot of people are home, are watching football season. Don't we love to call people during football season? Are they home? You better believe it. I think the answer is at least make the call. Now, last thing before Justin, do we have another minute or we got to get out?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay, another minute. What do you do? This is where your Uncle Claude goes a little different from everyone else. When you get that voicemail, do you hang up like a lot of gurus say, or do you leave a guts voice, a guts voicemail? Hello, Janet.
Give us the guts voicemail. What is that?
Who knows what a guts? Okay, somebody give me a beep.
Beep.
Hey, Greg, Claude Diamond. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you, buddy. My desk is full of stuff here. Listen, we need to wind things up today. I've got paperwork and everything in front of me. Call me at 970-281-5151. As soon as you get this message, I want to take care of everything. Okay, buddy? See you later. 970-281-5151. Bye-bye. I've never called you before. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. What's going to happen when you get that message? What are you gonna do?
What the heck is that? Let me call this guy.
Who is this guy? Honey, do you know this guy? Who is this guy? Oh my God, he sounds like he knows me. Got paperwork. You're gonna call me up. Go ahead, Greg. Call me up. Keep it real. Hello, Diamond Consulting Group. This is Claude. You got that voicemail, Greg?
Yeah. You called me. What was that all about?
Who's this?
It's Greg.
Greg.
Lore.
Laura. Oh, hi, Greg. I'm Claude Diamond. How can I help you today?
Well, I don't know. You called and left me a message.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry. I'm so confused. God, it's this altitude or something. I make so many. This isn't about real estate, is it?
Well, I got a house.
That's it. And it's sold already, right?
Well, no.
You wouldn't want to sell it today, would you?
Well, everything's for sale for the right
Good
price.
man. Love that answer. You mind if I ask a few quick questions? You ask me a few, and we'll decide if we can move forward and get it done, or if it's over. Is that fair?
Boom.
All right.
Yeah.
That's called a pattern interrupt. It's a psychological move where you're calling me up. You don't know who I am, and I'm just going to take full advantage of it. The rule that's in my other book, it's called the "you can fix it later" rule. Okay. The bottom
is this in
line
the rules in the gut sales method, the rules book, Claude?
That's in the rules book. You can fix it later. Rule. The bottom line is, if Greg calls me back, do I win?
Yeah.
Sure.
The more people I speak to every day, buyers, sellers, investors, realtors, I don't care. The more people I speak with, mathematically, do I have a better chance of doing a deal if I speak personally, or God forbid, get them on a video call every day?
Heavens, yes. Yeah.
That's how you get to the money you want. We're doing everything except the one thing that is the most important, that is interacting with another human being in a friendly adult to adult conversation.
Yeah.
It's the missing link, ladies and gentlemen.
That's awesome. Awesome. That's the magic. That's the magic and the beauty. Hey, I want to highlight one thing before we hop off here and close. Nobody else has anything?
I still have a question for you.
You got time for one more question, Claude?
Absolutely. Whatever you want, man. I'm in your debt.
No, actually, it wasn't for you, Claude. It was just in regards to a suggestion for a follow-up meeting, all relative to real estate. I just wanted to see, since Justin, you had mentioned that most of us are using the automated REI for as a lead source, but there's some idiosyncrasies about that I don't understand, and I'm assuming a lot of other people may not understand. I have had multiple calls with Tusif. I've gotten some good information from him. Wanted to see if maybe we could at some point just do a training on the automated REI, how to set the filters, how to set the, all this and that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Michael's on the call here. Michael, is it time for another training session on your machine? We can do that on Saturday if you want, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Just set set the time. We can go ahead and figure that out.
Okay. Yeah. I'll text you, man. We'll put it together. All right, guys. Hey, one thing Claude said that really hit me like that is we were talking about what do you got to do to get the confidence to be great at this, to get that mind shift, to be confident to do this. And basically, if you listen to what his answer was, is he said, you got to do this until you get the shut up money, right? You get that shut up money, right? And then, the confidence is there because you've proven to yourself that you can, and you did. All right. And the rest, I promise you, the rest is history. All right.
What's the Nike commercial say, Justin?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just
do it. And and sooner or later, if you do it and you do it with a system, someone's going to say yes. And when they say that, it's the most beautiful. I don't know about you guys, but I think making a sale is the second best feeling in the world. Somebody explain to Justin what's the first, okay?
Yes, I think I'm good on that, Claude. I think I'm good on that. Nobody signed up for any coaching calls to explain that to me. I think I got that.
You just do it, and your confidence builds up slowly. There's no magic pill. There's no instant thing where you change. You've got to change slowly. You've got to evolve. It's evolutionary, not revolutionary. And when you make a sale by the sweat of your own brow, and then you go back and do a diagnostic. Does anyone here, after a sales call, both good or bad, do a little bit of a diagnostic? Oh, I shouldn't have said this, or I'm glad I said that.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody do that?
Yeah.
Should be.
Yeah. Kind of do an analysis on yourself and say, what did you do right? What did you do wrong? And as you get better and better and you make more, you finally make a sale, you say, wow. I mean, the endorphins are pumping, and I'll go to my wife, honey, let's go out for dinner to what's our favorite place? Blue Water Seafood Company. We'll go out here in San Diego, and we'll just celebrate. And that empowers me to make more calls the next day.
Yeah. Reward yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. What a great session, guys. Claude, thank you so much again for being here.
Thanks, Claude.
I really appreciate it.
You guys are wonderful. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. I really am glad that.
Appreciate it, bud. It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, I love you. Let's sign off. Again, Saturday at 10 a.m. Central US time, we'll be doing either I call your seller leads live demo calls, or we'll be doing automated REI training, one of the two. In the meantime, you better get on over to claudediamond.com and check that out, and realestatewholesalersclub.com and check that out, guys. Hey, we love you. Thank you. This is all about you and your future. And we look forward to talking to you very, very soon. All right. God bless.
Justin, what was the name of the book again?
You want to get the Gut Sales Method Rules.
That was on claudediamond.com.
Yep. There's several versions of the Gut Sales Method, and you want to get the rules version for sure. It's super good. Get the updated revised rules. It will absolutely change your life. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Thanks,
Take care,
Justin.
everybody. All right. Take care.